have to pay attention to our children and youth to save them from crime, violence, and abuse that is rampant in our society. And I want to remind all of us here and Jamaica, our children are our future.
We here at the JIS stand firmly behind Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and support her call to make child care and protection a priority for every Jamaican. This Child Month, take a stand. Make a firm decision to look out for all children. Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine with me, Adrian Atkinson. Our show begins right now with a call to action, followed by the news.
Hello everyone, I am Zondre Mohansi, OCR Associate Child Ambassador for Region 6, Clarendon and St. Catherine. As a participant in the OCR's Child Participation Program, it is my role to be the voice of the OCR in advocating for the rights of our nation's children. I am imploring all our youths to exercise their right of participation, especially now in Youth Month, and remember to care and protect, not harm and neglect our nation's children. Be not moved.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your GIS News for Monday, May 4. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is urging property owners to pay their land taxes, stressing that this is a part of their civic duty. Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking at a ceremony in Bogwalk Friday where 101 residents from St. Catherine and Clarendon received land titles.
Now that you are official titled landowners, the continued payment of your property tax is part of your responsibility to yourself, your families, and to your society. Remember that good citizenship is about rights and responsibilities.
Friday's ceremony was the latest in a series under the Land Administration and Management Program LAMP, which has so far helped more than 5,200 Jamaicans get titles. The Prime Minister pledged government's continued drive to use this tool to empower Jamaicans.
We will continue to work to deliver security of tenure to individuals and families across this country because it is critical to improving the quality of life of our people and building strong communities.
Government is working on a plan to improve access to financing for the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises MSME sector. Industry Investment and Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton says a task force assigned to find ways to address issues affecting the sector is now focusing on how to improve access to capital.
This plan includes repurposing and recapitalizing Self-Start Fund and the Micro Investment Development Agency, MIDA, to ensure greater efficiency and cost reduction.
Minister Hilton also spoke to plans to license and regulate privately owned microfinanciers under the Microcredit Act. He noted that the microfinancing sector remains largely unregulated and this hinders the development of the sector.
The Microcredit Act, therefore, proposes that a regulator be established with the authority to issue directions or standards on transparent lending practices, credit administration, and other matters relating to operational issues, and will determine whether to accept or reject and revoke registrations.
The minister was speaking at the recent media launch of the 6th Caribbean Microfinance Forum. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is once again calling on Jamaicans to unite for the care and protection of the nation's children. The Prime Minister's latest call came as she officially launched Workers' Week and Labor Day activities at Jamaica House Monday.
This year, we are utilizing Labor Day to take a united stand and declaring one voice, no more abusing of our children, no more killing of innocent little children. Instead, let us join hands and hearts in creating spaces for them to enjoy their childhood years.
We would love to see the installation of swings and other durable, environmentally friendly implements for children, and the undertaking of murals with messages dedicated to the love and protection of our children.
Labor Day 2015 is being held under the theme Labor of Love, Nurturing Our Children. The 2015 national project is the Rudolph Elder Park in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. And the message of protecting and safeguarding the nation's children was also pressed at a church service to mark Child Month held at the Webster Memorial United Church in Kingston Sunday.
Too many of our children suffer neglect and threat even of human trafficking. And so many of our children live lives of sadness. Let it be our task to cause every child to know joy and live lives of joy. We have to spread the message to get others to join us, to be the protectors, to be those who give guidance to our children.
Child Month is being commemorated this month under the theme Children's Safety and Security, Our Priority. And finally, there is another call this hour for Jamaicans to conserve on water and prepare for the dry season. Experts predict a less intense dry season this year, but Water Minister Robert Pickersgill says people should not be complacent.
So although the prediction for the next 6 months in terms of rainfall is better than it was last year, I'm begging you to start to conserve on your water. So if you have an old tanker, so replenish it, because the water situation is very, very important.
Minister Pickersgill was speaking Friday at a land titling ceremony in Bogwalk, St. Catherine. He used the opportunity to urge new landowners to preserve the Rio Cobre watershed, the third largest watershed on the island.
It's a crucial source of water for the southern parishes, and it supplies 15 million gallons per day of potable water to Spanish Town, Portmore, and sections of Kingston and St. Andrew. You can therefore see how important it is to preserve the watershed.
And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.
Be an active participant in your child's life. Spend time with your child. No phones, no television, no distractions, just the two of you. Get to know your child through play. Why not go to the park and get on the monkey bars? Sharing a meal can also be a time of bonding. If your child's in school, be involved in school activities. Speak with your child's teacher, follow up on their progress in school, and see how you can help. Assist them with homework. Attend parent-teacher meetings and support school fundraising events. Remember, your child's future is in your hands. Safeguard it.
So glad you are a child of mine.
Road crashes negatively impact the country's economic growth and development. This is particularly true for Jamaica, since our economic strength lies in our people.
That was part of the Prime Minister's message as she launched the 3rd UN Global Road Safety Week in Jamaica. Hear more from that presentation and other news events in this week's Jamaica House Weekly.
Prime Minister appeals for responsible road usage. 101 Jamaicans receive land titles and $500,000 in support for Netball Jamaica. This is Stacey Ann Smith with Jamaica House Weekly. With the alarming number of road fatalities on the nation's roadways, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is reminding road users to take extra care on the roads.
Let me encourage all of us to continue our partnership to protect our children and all road users. We must ensure that the tide will turn for the better and that there will be significantly fewer road fatalities in 2015. All hands must be on deck.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller wants the island's road safety program to be seen as part of the national growth strategy due to the impact it has on national development.
With every loved one we lose, we also lose a part of our country's economic viability. The economic cost of motor vehicle crashes is estimated to be between 1% and 2% of Jamaica's gross national product. Road crashes are therefore counterproductive to Jamaica's development as they wipe out national growth potential. Furthermore, crashes cause grief and pain.
The Prime Minister was speaking Thursday at the launch of the 3rd UN Global Road Safety Week. She used the opportunity to make a special appeal for vulnerable road users, including motor and pedal cyclists, children and the disabled.
That we look out on the roads for persons with disabilities. And if they're crossing or they're using the road, we need to be mindful to stop, to help them across, and then we move on.
The event also served to launch Sandals Resorts International's Sesame Street Road Safety Awareness Campaign. The Prime Minister brought her message of increased care and protection for the nation's children to a land titling ceremony for 101 residents of St. Catherine and Clarendon Friday.
If you know a child in your community being abused, you're to deal with it. When I was growing up, I was the daughter of the community in which I was born and the surrounding communities. And I'm making an appeal to all of you present here. Mobilize your communities in the protection of our Jamaican children.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller used the titling ceremony held at the Bethel Baptist Church in Bogwalk to pledge government's continued support to putting more land titles into the hands of ordinary Jamaicans.
I believe that if we make more people registered landowners in Jamaica, we will reduce poverty, build the economic base of families, and create a more responsible society. This is what this government intends to achieve through our various land titling programs.
The minister without portfolio responsible for sport, who was also present, made this appeal to the new landowners.
Pay your taxes. I say it again, pay your taxes. It is through these taxes you are able to get your services. Create strong, united, and organized communities. Ensure that you create an atmosphere in those communities which will allow for you to raise families and raise families in a better environment.
And Netball Jamaica is now better able to carry out community outreach initiatives through a $500,000 donation from the National Housing Trust, NHT. Minister Nita Headley presented the check Friday at a handing over ceremony at Jamaica House. Since 2006, Netball Jamaica has been providing role models and training for young women and girls in NHT-developed communities. And Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller took some time last week to engage callers on Jamaica House. On Wednesday, she met with employers associated with the Canadian Overseas Employment Program. Later that same day, she met with photographer Ray Chen, who delivered a copy of his new book, Jamaica, My 50 Years in Photographs. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Do join us next week for more stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Slow down, drivers, you're moving too fast. Listen, we drive the cars. Cars don't drive us. So watch it now. Pay attention to the road rules. Don't be a fool and don't bother with the careless overtaking. Just take your time on our Jamaica road and make we have a nice place. See? This is Taurus Riley, your singer, the recording artist. Help me to save lives.
May 4 to 10 is being celebrated globally as Road Safety Week. Last week, the 3rd UN Global Road Safety Week was launched with the presentation of a jingle and several videos supporting the cause. In addition to Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller, other stakeholders pledged support for the cause.
May the good Lord be with you down Every 3 minutes, a child is killed on the global road network. We have to stop it. Our children are at risk, as they are among the most vulnerable road users being struck down daily globally on the road network. Children are often injured and die as they travel to school. Parents, guardians, take charge and secure and protect our children because they are our nation's future. Do not allow them to travel to school alone without proper adult supervision. Ensure that they are belted in child restraint system and not transported in vehicles packed in what Jamaicans say, sardine pans. It's not safe. We cannot have our children being transported in chunks of motor vehicles across the country. We must stop it. Our children have wishes to live a fruitful life and not one that will be cut short as a result of needless road traffic crashes.
It's our job to keep the roads them safe, and to take care of the youth them so we know them safe. Obey the road code. Don't race. Check it out. You understand? Road safety. Save kids' lives.
Listen to the children. Let us make the road safe for them all.
Children and young people constitute a major group at risk of death, injury, and disability resulting from traffic crashes. Based on scientific data and observations, driver behavior and pedestrian use of the roadways are major contributors to the rates of accidents and collisions, resulting in death, injury to drivers, passengers, and road users. Since the start of the year, the Road Traffic Department has investigated 114 fatal traffic collisions for a total of 124 persons who have been killed, and of this 124, 9 of these were our children. The Jamaica Constabulary Force Traffic Department and its partners have dedicated our efforts at 1. Raising awareness about the impact of road traffic injuries. 2. Promoting the effective use of seatbelts and helmets. 3. Heightening awareness in the correct use of the roadway.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you could save a life when you're on the road.
Our target is 240. We are already at 124. If you continue on this trajectory, we are going to be heading to about 340, 350. So we need to get very smart. We need to organize to bring this in keeping with the current discussions in our international forum.
Stay safe, drive safe. I'm Danique, I am Supergirl. Help me save lives.
Road safety is something that's very near and dear to our family. I lost a brother in a car accident some years ago, and it's something that no family ever wants to go through. And the facts are there for the reading. 71% of road fatalities in Jamaica are caused by disorderly driving. It is a culture in our country that we have got to start to curb one day at a time. For the kids, the hashtag is Save Kids Lives. In this country, we often feel like we don't want to say anything in the back of the car. We get into cars without seat belts. The bad driving that takes place, and we don't want to tell the taxi man or the commercial driver to slow down, because it may not, you may be amongst friends or people, and them saying, "Oh, you're not really cool if you do that." And these are the cultural elements that we have to change.
The focus on our children is needed more now than ever, as many are losing their lives to crime, abuse, neglect, and road crashes. Since 2010, approximately 561 children have died on our nation's road. And already for 2015, a total of 5 have lost their lives as a result of road crashes. We must all do our share in making our roads safer for our vulnerable road users. Consequent on this, our ministry, the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, in its road safety program, will this year place special focus on the children, the elderly, persons with special needs, pedestrians, motorcyclists, and cycle and pedal cyclists. I call upon our other partners, ministries, our agencies, private sector stakeholders to come on board as we work together to reduce the deaths on the road and to achieve Jamaica's target of below 300.
Let's put the children first in everything that we do.
We drive the cars. Cars don't drive us.
Is your silence worth the life of a child? Report child abuse. Call the Office of the Children's Registry at 1-888-PROTECT. Be the change. Speak out. Protect our children.
This week is also being observed as Education Week under the theme Consolidating the Gains, Collaborating for Growth and Sustainability. And what better way to celebrate the week than by looking at a career in education?
Sound! Sound! Let's try to put those together. Again? What's that word? Pops. Pops. Call that word. Pops. Call the word. Pops. This word says pops. All right.
Michina Colson is a school-based literacy coordinator for the Ministry of Education.
Oh, this is my passion.
And that is usually the case for just about everyone who pursues this particular career path.
You have to be committed. You have to be patient. To treat reading problems is not easy, right? But you have to be committed to the task.
A literacy specialist, sometimes called a reading specialist, is an educator who helps students develop their literacy skills.
And we talk about literacy skills, we're talking about writing, oral language or speaking, listening, and critical thinking. You take a clinical approach to teaching. So there you treat with the difficulties, reading difficulties, writing difficulties, and all of that.
We work on the words and then we go to the actual reading. So it's a step-by-step process. I also use the guided reading where I would read along with them. I would guide them into reading.
We also have those students who are performing above, and so the job of the literacy specialist is to provide enrichment programs so you know how to treat with those students as well.
We tie in with the regular classes through consultation as well as through observation of what the children are doing and so on. He, come on, he forgot. Remember that word from this board. Let's read again. He forgot. Says us.
Persons who take on this job are expected to have taken a number of post-secondary courses that focus specifically on literacy or reading education. A bachelor's or master's degree may be necessary.
You have different tertiary institutions that you can go. I know the Jamaica University, they have a lot of reading programs, they offer a lot of reading programs, and also degree in literacy in reading. And the University of the West Indies, they also have a bachelor's course in literacy studies and a master's course as well, and you can do that face-to-face or online. And I think Monique Teachers College, they have a literacy program there as well.
As long as the school or program you choose is accredited, your certification should also work in other countries. But
you need to, however, learn the culture of the places that you go to, because with literacy, you have to really teach it according to culture.
And locally or overseas, there is a solid demand for literacy specialists.
Yes, there are. And the schools, especially the primary schools and even high schools, they have a high demand for literacy specialists.
Earning potential is also good, with local jobs attracting as much as 7-figure salaries and comparable numbers overseas.
So it's very lucrative.
So that I can give back really to my community, to my area, in whatever way I can. And this is my little way of doing that.
First and foremost, I have a passion. I have a love for reading, a passion for literacy. I love to help people, I love to help students. And one of my major success is getting a child who don't even know letter sounds. And at the end of a year or at the end of even 6 months, that child can read even a paragraph, and that is satisfying for me.
This word says what? Fox. This word says fox. That's 2 animals already we see in the story, right? Good job, wow.
Did you know climate change is decreasing the quality and quantity of water?
Climate change is expected to affect all aspects of food security, especially in the tropical region of which we are a part.
Climate change-related hazards such as prolonged droughts, more severe storms, and the overall irregularity of rainfall. These climatic stressors have resulted in a reduction of water in our rivers and watersheds.
Youth, we are depending on you to spread the message of climate change and its impacts. Be a climate change agent in your home, school, or community. With climate change, we must change.
And that's where we leave you, but only for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same station. We'd love to hear from you, so continue to send your emails to jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm or send us a tweet at JIS News. Our website, jis.gov.jm, has all the information you'll need, so be sure to pay us a visit. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Pleasant viewing.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.